Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Travis, here with PlayerProps.ai. This is the last and final day. We are here on our week-long Vegas trip. Got a lot of exciting new deals done, new partnerships, new exciting things coming to PlayerProps.ai. So stay tuned for that stuff. This is probably the one of the best days of sports so far this year. I mean, there's probably very few days besides October 10th. So if you go to playerprops.ai, actually, I'm just going to show you right here. Let me just flip over to it. So we go to like the sports that are happening on Thursday, October 10th. We have everything going on right now. We got college football today. We got MLB today. We got NFL today. We got NHL today. And we got the WNBA finals, of course. New York Liberty. We told you since the beginning of the season they're going to win the entire thing. They're in the finals. Hopefully, you got your futures bet in and you pick them because I mean, I told you. Told you it's gonna happen. So this video here, we're specifically go over our favorite BNFantasycom play. So if you're not familiar with BN Fantasy, as I've told you a handful of times, they are available in over 30 states, and they're available in states, a lot of states that don't have legalized sports betting. So if you're looking to do some kind of player prop almost kind of looking thing, this is going to be your best bet. We've had a lot of winning screenshots already, and we've only kind of been playing on them for a few, like a week now. But I'm going to drop my favorite play, which you see kind of on the screen already. So, first off, you go to bnfantasy.com. You can easily just click the link in the description of this video right below my face, or you can click the link and I'll pin it in the comments as well. Or if you're already in the Discord, which you should be because it's free to join, and if you're serious about actually winning more money than losing, you should probably do the free stuff. So anyway, if you're in the Discord and you already have your account synced, you can see all the channels and stuff. Go to the Be in Fantasy channel, and that has the link in there as well. But yeah, the link's just beinfantasy.com. So you can click the link. You can go just type in beinfantasy.com on your favorite browser, do whatever you want to do. Pull it up, create an account, and you see the promo code there is sweat free. So that's when you deposit, make sure you do sweat free, all caps, no spaces. And that's gonna make your first entry up to $250 sweat free, which means if you put 250 bucks on your first entry, if you play what I'm telling you to play tonight and it doesn't hit, you get that 250 bucks back as a site credit. So let's go ahead and talk about what I'm looking at here today. So there's two different modes. If you haven't watched any of the videos on Bleacher Nation Fantasy, beinfantasy.com, first off, I don't know where you've been. I've been posting a lot of stuff about this in the Discord. But there's two different modes. So if you look at the very top of the phone part of the screen, you see it says Rivals and Head to Head. So for the play today, we're specifically targeting the Rivals contest. And then I'll pull up Head to Head here in a second. So for Rivals, as you see on the screen, it can either be one player versus one player, and it's on a specific stat. So if we look at the one on the left side, you see it's George Kittle versus JSN, and the top left in that red box it says receiving yards. So you know that you're choosing which of those two players is going to get the most receiving yards. But make sure that you pay attention to the bonus underneath the player name. So when we first dropped this in the Discord and blasted it to everybody, JSN had a +1 bonus because we have so many people that are locking this play in that I'm giving you guys today. JSN's bonus went from 1 yard to 2 yards. So if this bonusing is confusing, I'll just make it really clear. Whatever they finish with at the end of the game, bonus is what you add to their total receiving yards. So George Kittle has zero bonus. So if he finishes with 100 yards, 100 yards is his total. If JSN finishes with 100 yards as well, you add 2 yards to that total. So he finishes 102. So technically, he wins that battle of receiving yards. But do we do here? We do what we always do when we research. We go to the gosh dang PlayerProps.ai app, and we figure out what we want to do. So now that we have the PlayerProps.ai app pulled up, we have receiving yards that's already toggled here. So what are we doing? Let's just see what projections are. So we go scroll down. George Kittle's right here, and his projection is 57.23. JSN's projection is at 47. So let's fit what is it again? 57 minus 47, that's a 10-yard difference. So the bonus is only giving JSN a 2 yard bonus. But even if they finish exactly at their projections, even with the bonus that JSN is going to get of 2 yards, Kittle's still projected to get at least 8 more yards or more in receiving than JSN. So this is again, if you haven't played around with the app yet, receiving yards is 1000% free. So that's kind of the free trial you have for our site to kind of learn how to use things, how to use the app to create winning plays. But Because it's 100% free, if you use the BNFantasycom app and you just strictly target receiving yards, you'll always have that on our app to reference to see which play is going to be the best. So again, that's why we're going with George Kittle. He's got at least 10 yards over on his projections for receiving yards. And let me go back to this screen here. So this is how to play it. Below their name, it says pick team A and pick team B. So of course, team A in the column that has George Kittle, that's what we want to tap on. So when you tap on pick team A, it'll tell you, okay, your pick is team A. And then it'll show you what that is in the square to make sure that you pick the right thing. Yes, we're targeting George Kittle. It's going to have more receiving yards than JSN even though he has a two yard bonus. But again, all of our people on Discord got him with a 1 yard bonus. You put in however much money you want, but make sure you follow the bankroll management strategy. You can actually do $1 on this if you want to. As you say, it says minimum play $1, all the way up to 1,500 bucks. Just make sure that you are following our bankroll management strategies. This would be essentially an 80% play if you're following our 20 to 80-20 rule. Now, I did mention that at the very top it says rivals and head to head. So I'm going to pull up head to head here real quick. If you tap on head to head, this is I think this is the main head to head bonus contest they have for tonight's for Thursday night football game. So in the green circle, it says 3.3x. So what that means is if you uh, do this contest, which I'll explain in a second, and you whatever money you put on it, you're gonna get 3.3x. If you put 100 bucks, you're gonna get 330 bucks. For 10 bucks, you're gonna get $33. 3.3x your money, and it works very similar if you're familiar with like FanDuel and DraftKings salary, where everybody has a certain dollar amount, and you can only afford a certain amount of money in your roster. That's essentially what this is. But you're not going against 100,000 people like on DraftKings. You're only going against the BNFantasycom app itself. So right now it has Brock Purdy at MVP, and the MVP slot gives you 1.5x points. So whatever fantasy points he finishes with, you have the 1.5x that because he's in the MVP spot. Then he also has Mason, he's got Walker, he's got Geno, and he's got JSN. Right underneath Kenneth Walker's name, I know it's kind of small on the screen, it says player matchups. So the number 2 there means in the entire roster of 5 players that BNFantasy.com has, you can match only 2 of them. Everybody else has to be a different player. So if you wanted to, you can match both quarterbacks. Let's say you want to have Purdy in MVP and you want to have Geno Smith in your roster. That means the other 3 people can't be Mason, Walker, or JSN. They also have to have the salary where you can afford them. So play around with it. If you find something you like, lock it in. You can even switch Geno Smith to the MVP if you think he's going to do better fantasy score wise and have just Purdy in the lineup just normally as a flex. So that's how that works in a nutshell. So you could play around with that. You could use our app to look at the projections of which players are looking to go over their certain stat lines, who's looking to go under. And I mean, it's as simple as that. But for this play of the day for BNFantasy.com, for everybody that's in a blue state. And I've showed you this a million times of what states, where 30 states have access to this. I've showed you this. I'll pull it up on the screen again. If you're in a blue state, you have access to this. Create a free account, be in fantasy.com, use sweat free promo code so you can get that $250 dollar risk-free bonus kind of thing. So again, if you deposit 250 bucks, you put 250 bucks that George Kittle is going to beat JSN by at least 3 yards in receiving yards. If he hits, you hit your $250 play. If he misses, you're going to get that all $250 back. Again, that's the max. That doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get 250 if you're only doing like a $10 bet. So if you only put 10 bucks on George Kittle with the sweat free and you lose, you're only going to get 10 back. So just make sure that you're utilizing as much of this bonus as possible. We already have a play that we dropped a couple days ago for not for being fantasy, but for traditional betting. So make sure you guys check that on the YouTube as well if you haven't seen that. Uh, and yeah, we're gonna crush both these plays again. This one and the other one we dropped on YouTube earlier this week. I wish you guys good luck. If you have any questions about beingfantasy.com, just you'd ask in the Discord, which is recommended. Ask in the YouTube comments if for whatever reason you're allergic to Discord, which is still weird you're not in there yet. But I mean that's how easy it is to win on this thing. George Kittle can suck tonight. JSN can suck. If George Kittle gets 13 yards and JSN only gets 10 and they both suck, you still win. That's my favorite part about this. Both players can suck and you still win. But if you're on a traditional sports betting app and you do George Kittle over whatever his line is right now, let's just say 50 yards receiving, if he sucks and you go over, then you can't win. So this makes it easier to win because both players in the matchup can suck. You can still hit. Again, good luck, guys. May your screens be green. and we'll see you in the next video.